this. And later on, he says, the captain won't stop talking. He keeps talking. He won't stop talking. And you get this frantic, this suspense that's being built throughout it. As the suspense is being built, it's all going to accumulate at some point. And one of the first points where it kind of touches base and accumulates is where he says, yes, I am a rebel. I'm a rebel. That's the first twist within the story. That complicates matters entirely. The second one I see is the surprise ending. When you get to the very end of the story, you're expected, you've got this image built of this captain being this hardened criminal. The one doesn't care about anyone or anything. At the very end, the captain, what does the captain say exactly? That's right, the captain knew that he was associated with the rebels, or had at least been told that he was associated, that the barber was associated with the rebels. And so whenever he went in there and sat down and allowed the barber to put the razor so close to the neck, or on the neck, so close to taunting death, why did he do it? I think the answer is found in what he tells the barber. It's not an easy thing to do to take another man's life, take another person's life. Although the captain had chosen to take this path, although he'd chosen to be this person, I think there was an awful lot of regret within it. And that's a huge twist at the end. You expect this captain to be someone, I don't care, I'm a murderer, I'll do it, whatever. And at the end you see that he's a human being like us. And that he regrets his actions. And maybe he was going there because he didn't want to face it anymore. It reminds me of Matthew 16:26 again. What profit a man if he gains the whole world and yet loses his soul? What's it worth in the end? A couple moral issues I want to bring up. And pay attention to these, because these are going to be expressed. You'll have a chance to express one of these in your essay. Okay? And that, of course, will be part of the end of this class. And the homework for next week will be developing this essay. I want an argumentative essay, one that's based on logic and argues well. It's clearly developed. And I'll talk about that after I go over these two issues here. But these are the issues that will be the key, or the main part of the essay. So pay close attention. The first moral issue is the question: can a murder be justified? Can taking someone else's life... Now, we do distinguish between murder and killing. There's a difference there. Murder, of course, being whenever you plan it and kill someone, okay? And killing being the heat of the moment, like involuntary manslaughter. The courts decide there's a difference also between man 1, man 2. If you just cause the death and it happens to happen. We're talking about murder, intentional murder. The barber's sitting there. It's not the heat of the moment. It's not a passionate moment. He's sitting there and he's deliberating. Do I take this man's life or not? And my question is that, can that murder, that's clearly expressed in the Ten Commandments as being something we shouldn't do, can we justify that? The barber struggled with this issue. He wasn't sure. And there's a couple quotes that I really liked that Hernando Tejas brought out. First was, no one deserves to have someone else make the sacrifice of becoming a murderer. What do you gain by it? I'll read that again. Look at it also as I read it. No one deserves to have someone else make the sacrifice of becoming a murderer. What do you gain by it? What is the consequence of our actions? The other one I really liked is of course where the title comes from. I don't want blood on my hands, just lather, that's all. Just lather, that's all. Whenever we studied Macbeth earlier, we had the image of Lady Macbeth with the blood in her hands and trying desperately to wash the blood off of her hands. And even in her sleep, she'd go sleepwalking and walk down and try to wash it off her hands because she felt the guilt that went along with it. Whenever I think about this issue, I think about Dietrich Bonhoeffer. You know who Dietrich Bonhoeffer was? Anyone? German theologian. German theologian, wrote a lot of really good stuff. You should check out some of his writings. You can find it in the library, I'm sure. Check out some of his stuff. But Dietrich Bonhoeffer, he was also involved in the assassination plot of Adolf Hitler. He was involved, and that's why he was